good morning from our studios. This now warm welcome to another edition of a Two Talk Morning Show. Where the meet on from 98.5 FM and we Facebook page when Two Talk FM. Well, my name na Lucy Imanet Aliu. Today inside the program we can talk about the building accountability systems through Empowered Community Project and we get with guests now. So but before we continue the program we'll go for a quick break and then we come back. Well, not forget say you the watch we morning Monday edition of we Two Talk Morning Show. Welcome back to the program and as I say earlier, we there on the building accountability systems through empowered communities project and you can post your comments on our Facebook page and we guest na the studio today we go if we delve into this topic na Hassan Kalon, we are the program delivery coordinator for Base Project. Good morning and welcome to the studios, Hassan.
Good morning.
Alright, so family and go they wonder waiting this base project they about. Make we start off by you telling me waiting this base project they about.
Thank you. Good morning, my family. It's a huge pleasure. I'm glad for the this morning. The best project, as you don't call them, and you don't call the meaning, building accountability systems through empowered communities project, and five local civil society organizations they implement them. It's crucially important for that we underscore why locals they entrust with this responsibility because it's not just that local organizations but it's also locally led. So Institute for Governance Reform IGI and the lead for the consortium. I mean how we call them. So five organizations come together. We all deliver as one. So the other members of the consortium are CAL, Center for Accountability and Rule of Law, 50/50 Sahara Independent Aid Network and Budget Advocacy Network PAN. And this consortium gets support from we get 3-year grants from USAID, the American people, United States Agency for International Development. Now the goal of the project really for support decentralization. As you know, we don't get decentralization as I for over 20 years now. I mean, when we reintroduced local councils, and over that period, we're happy we will take part in local council elections. I mean, whether it's a mayor election they come, council election they come, we're very happy.
Yeah.
But in terms of the council, they perform on their mandates, they deliver on their mandate, they deliver services for the people. Then one big question. The councils don't operate inside this environment for over 20 years, like I say. It's good for take stock.
Yeah.
Because one of the key issues that they still affect local council, even the own source revenue, the money they will generate for themselves. You know, where you collect tax, you collect business license. That money is small for me to undertake the work they're supposed to do. The other problem where councils don't get over time that people are not to trust the councils. So don't do boku survey them where you ask, you trust your councillor, you trust your MP. Someone go say no. And this is really shown during elections. So you can see one councillor come in or one chairman come in one term. After 5 years, we're here again. They say that they don't pull out, don't bring other person.
Yeah.
So base come out of that need for support local councils for me to deliver on the mandate. because the core mandate of councils really, I mean, by the Local Government Act of 2022 as amended, that the council are the highest political authority in their localities, and then gets the development mantle.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if you come Freetown, at the Freetown City Council. If you go Bo City Council or Bo District Council, as the case may be. So the council can get very, very key role for play if services for richer people, if we get good water and all of that. But unfortunately, over time, we not only achieve all length in the council not only perform. Sometimes the problem on the part of the councils, but some of them, now the environment in which they operate. Okay. So basically, now for supporting council, why I say support, those people go buy buses, go build schools for the council.
Okay.
But what we want to do now for continue for what we call the social compact, for build them, for make the councils and the people, may they see one side, may they see eye to eye, may the ordinary citizen understand what's the work of council. May they know say council, now this and this and this that we will do. But may they also know say inside 2023. This may council being raised as money. This nine government began. So if I ask for my council do development, me says I get responsibility for do when I me tax for pay. So on the whole, really the base project that all the partners, all five of we try for work with the councils and support them. So over the period, some of the partners don't train council. So we work now 6 local councils by the way.
Okay.
So na Moyamba, na Kaine, na Falaba, na Tonkolili, na Kono, in Western Rural. So some don't train, we don't work with council na Western Rural, for instance, we do the cadastral mapping.
Yeah.
We IGR they currently work na 5 local councils for the local council plans and all that. So it's an integrated support. And like I said, the goal now how we go position council. I mean, quite a lot of support don't go into councils over time. And I think it good at some point because these are units. Like when you go to the federal system, you get the state government and the central government. Now in a local government system, then they call decentralization. You get the central government in the Freetown, and then when you go to each council, you get some form of government. They get their own authority, they get their own mandate, they get the responsibilities for perform. So we believe say these units have to be supported in more ways than one. So that really is the overarching goal of the base project.
Yeah, okay. So I mean for understand say the base project also the focus on accountability and service delivery. And you don't mention some areas, but so far how not only track changes in different aspects there so?
Yes, you're very right. I mean 2 key goals we the project will work on. Now one we will call results. So then at the end of this 3-year period, what do we want to see? Say the council will achieve. One, we want the ordinary people to participate in the activities, in the processes of local councils.
Okay.
And make them trust the local councils. That's one.
Yeah.
You know, so quite a lot has to go into that.
Exactly.
The second bit we want to achieve, one see that the local councils themselves respond to what the people and they tell them. So for instance, if you're not in a Freetown, as I am, and I pay me tax, I get right for go to the mayor, I get right for go if the Western Rural are there, I go to the chairman, I go ask questions around, hey, chairman, what be the campaign can you be saying you can buy bus? What's not happen to that bus thing? You know, so we want to let that trust day, we want to let that communication day, we want to let the councils feel free for talk to the people, let the people feel free for talk to councils. So on the indicators then, we get quite a number of indicators over the track. So for track then we don't develop a tool called an online tool. Where you go, you Google www.slgst.org. You see what we call the dashboard.
Okay.
Now that dashboard it show the performance of all the council levels how they work on key indicators. So if, for instance, you get indicator then way now central government I will make you change them. Then whether Ministry of Finance they transfer council money on time. What are the volume of them transfer then? Is it on time? Is it late? Now in a central government level. Whether we get a decentralization, a fiscal decentralization policy. than a central government level. But you also go in the Gona Council,
Yeah.
because don't forget that the councils, by extension, they work also there in the devolved sectors. So, for instance, Ministry of Health, if we talk, but Ministry of Health get officials that both.
Yeah.
When are the devolved sectors, that the sector that where they work directly with the council and above. So the local council and above, for instance, get a mandate for also check and follow up on the work way the Bode District Council and the Bode City Council they do. Yeah. So their indicators that we check, for instance, at the council level, na infant mortality. You know, say Salon or one country way over time, the statistics on whether picking them they reach 5 year, and they survive is high.
Yeah.
So they check that one. They even check PPO, pass rates at MPSC level. All the indicators there. So these are things we council is supposed to care about. So it might just be that not of the local council in SSF able radically change all of the indicators.
Yeah.
But it get responsibility for oversee, it get responsibility for partner, it get responsibility for network, it get responsibility for ask questions.
Yeah.
So it should really be the business. So when you go to that dashboard, you see all of these indicators. And we also get indicators where we CSOs and the media. Now we get our role there for support the council. So don't forget at the beginning of this talk, I don't tell you say the important thing in all of this now for build trust.
Yeah.
And how you go build trust? You go for support. You go for support relationship building. You go for support partnership building. You go for ensure say you know it's in this man they suffer from.
Yeah.
Then you can able advocate. But when you advocate, in self get responsibility for being accountable. When the people are saying that this will want, if you don't get them, can't talk to them. May they understand. So now I make one of the things that we want support throughout the course of the project. Now what we call the state of council. And that state of council reports day for the chairman or the mayor and I for it at the end of the year. If they can give an outline of what in council gets in terms of revenue and what they use that money for. Because the more since then they know what the council they do,
Exactly.
the more they can trust it and the more they'll be willing to support.
Yeah. And most people don't even know say they're supposed to question council or old council accountable. But when they come back to that, we made for understand say when I recently hold a validation plan meeting for some councils. So tell me about that, Nick.
Alright. Again, I'll go allude to it I don't say before, I go refer to her. Because I don't tell you say the project partners don't do quite a range of support.
Yeah.
Now at the heart of everything we local councils they do, it's now by pursuant to section 92 of the Local Government Act of 2020 as amended. Now the council is supposed to prepare a development plan.
Okay.
Now this development plan they align them with at the national level we don't develop what we call the medium term national development plan. So the medium term plan we get our 5 big game changers we government say boldly now then what I want to achieve, fits alone, human capital development and all the others. So the council is supposed to get an adaptation of that plan when at the own local council plan. Now that local council plan is important for a number of reasons. Important because when August, September come, we Ministry of Finance council they wanna do the budgets, they do the circular for the budgets.
Yeah.
Now the local council plan name for determine what they put in the budget. So now I make when we say we do supports to council, one of the key things we decide for support now the local council planning process. So when this journey begin, by the way, base we launched them last year. And even before the launch, we tell the council say, this project's now on our own. This now not get them. This is about supporting you. This project come for helping her, come for make we all understand. So I mean there are a number of trainings, empowerment programs, capacity building programs. But then with the planning process now, we develop MOUs then with the council where they outline all the support they provide, all the different partners. Now that plan it last for 5 years or 3 years or 4 years or 6 years, as the case may be.
Okay.
But the important detail on that, it should be citizen led.
Mm.
First term, when they say that they review local council plan, something like the chairman, a few officials, and the commoner one, they go find one room at the council. They sit down there, at the end of which they don't produce a plan. So really, this one we decide say we're supporting you, but also want let be consultative, let be citizen driven, let be led by the people. So waiting kind of the plan, now the people then your own priorities, their needs, their demands, then they are the plan. Of course, you have a look at realism, what we are able to do within that period. So as a result of that one day, the 5 local councils, because Western Rural level already get some support from I think EU to develop them plan. So it was Kono, in fact the 2 Konos, Kono City and Kono District. It was Moyamba, Tonkolili, Karine and Falaba. So we decided to support all of these councils. Give them some funds. It starts with the local technical planning committee meetings. Now the local technical planning committee at the council level now really supposed to set the pathway for the development process. So that's one. Then beyond that day, the council then do what they call needs assessment and community consultations. So because we don't get this change in the local government architecture in the country, we support consultation at chiefdom levels. So for instance, if you go Kono, you get 14 chiefdom at the district. You get 2 chiefdoms at the city. Tankore and they do consultations at all of these places. You get a number of citizens where they come together, where they sit down, where they talk. You get tools then where they expand and don't develop. Now go through. At the end of which, when they get the key issues very important to the people. The other chiefdom. So it went across. It was the same in Karine. Karine get 13 chiefdoms. Same in Falaba. Same in Tonkolili, 19 chiefdoms. So we try for let this process be as comprehensive and as exhaustive as possible. Now, if you get the draft plan now, you don't get all this, then you expert them, what we call the consultants, then they come sit down, they write. Now, after writing, you get a draft. But this draft, you know, we'll take an almost say, this is not the final plan. You're actually supposed to go back to the people, show them what you want to write. Say this one wanna be talked about. Now in this or not in this? Now they call validation. So in the past almost 2 weeks now, we've been there Karine, we've been Moyamba, we've been Tonkolili for validate the young plan. Hopefully this week or next week we'll go Falaba, and after that we go Kono. So once all of that is done,
the way
then
forward.
we can launch the plan. But like I say, these documents, they're not just there as documents where you do, you go put a shelf. It's for the people, and the people that then get out. So you have to speak to the needs, you have to speak to the aspirations, you have to speak to who side the council seeing itself. Now it's not just planning, it's also how are they raise money for doing projects I want to identify who people are don't say now they want. Yes.
Okay, so this different majorly because it's a citizens led. Okay, so what's not the monitoring, because we know say salon now for do something at the first thing, but who's monitoring strategies we for put in place for say this is sustained. Okay, the council they're able for raise fund for doing the necessary things the way they don't put in the plan and all of that there.
Alright, that's a very important question. I think it's important for mention at this stage, and I think I don't mention them in passing just now. Say we're not just support planning, we also want support how the council they make money for actualize them plan here. So I'm making Western Rural, one of the partners BAN, they go work with the council. Now before BAN go there, Western Rural will get basically around 15,000 property at the database. So the cadastral really that whole database of property. So if you get us, you can go. Western Rural Council what see supposed to come to you and give you the demand notice and say and this should for pay for your property. They go down value based on which you take home income, based on the amenities we have available at the host, as the case may be. Yeah.
And that not gonna be it should be in that people go. I mean the awareness or things like that. And someone will say, I don't know. People.
Yeah, I
You
understand.
don't know how things can be.
I know, I perfectly understand, and it's a thing where now work in progress.
Okay.
Part of the reason why we dey do what we dey do now because we want citizens themselves understand say you say get role, you get responsibility for perform. If the councils for perform better, so as much as we only demand accountability, that's fine. But beyond accountability, the question is, what is my own role? So now, like when they say, when you point hand, they say four finger, they point back at you. Eh? Why should you point one finger at the other man?
Yeah.
So we get that part, but I think so one of the reasons where you don't get apathy, you don't get that disinterest before now, in people refusing to pay taxes. Now, some man go say, I don't pay, I don't know what to do with the money. But if the councils come out and tell you, say, that money where you pay today, now we take make that culvert.
Yeah.
That money where you pay today, now we take go renovate that school or that community over there. Now we do that small, so people understand. And yes, it can be difficult, but I think one of the reasons where even when they go around, we tell the people say, and the American taxpayers, that their money now they take do this project. Now they give it. So basically they don't do all the things in their own community. Then I say, okay, we get some extra. Lord give the other people here because then they need. So we now continue for support, for depend on other people, where they don't take that is more money they can't give it. We say self, we for pay taxes.
Yeah.
We say self, we communities deserve better. We say self deserve better. But that starts with you. You got to take a bold step.
Exactly.
You got to take a quantum leap. Say, me from today, where Western Rural or Western Freetown City Council not bring their demand notice, and they go meet them. I ask say, but when I don't give me demand notice, say to I want pay me oscillate for this year. That's the thing. But for let we get to that place, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Development's and a journey.
Exactly.
We got to bring the people along.
Yeah.
So let them understand. Say their views are important. So if the citizen gonna cancel, for go see in council and they say, oh come on, I will not answer you. Next time when I go meet them for pay money, you not go pay. So it's both ways. It's really how we all go continue to come together. So if you talk about monitoring, I think monitoring is very important because at the heart of ensuring even the best laid out plan is actualized, how you monitor, how you take stock, how you take note of the progress you don't make, the challenge that we don't encounter, and how I go able course correct at some point.
Exactly.
So monitoring is very, very important. So I'm making each of these plans there is a monitoring and an M&E plan, an M&E framework.
Okay.
Monitoring and evaluation. So that one day it will be a continuous process. But as well, again as part of the project, with the support local CSOs, with the support the media. Because so when our role very important in all this. So that make when I be there SLBC the other day, I told them the question you ask yourself is how do I contribute to making sure that Freetown City Council performs better? That should be my concern. That should be all of our concern. So the media and the CSOs then take it for the monitor. Then they get two, what they use, and they will do some reports on how council don't they perform in relation to this. So it's A, ensuring that we support councils for let them self monitor them their activities, and B, we support others from outside. But then there's another key layer. What are the role of the Ministry of Local Government?
Okay.
Now, by the way, we don't already sign. I mean, the base project. We don't sign MOU with the Ministry of Local Government. So we even make not too long ago, about 3 weeks ago or so now. Let's say we go around. They're going out with districts. They will see how they operate. For go see if the activities what we say we do them. Yeah. So Ministry of Local Government say it get a key role because then at the government ministry where they superintend, where they oversee, where they supervise all of these local councils. So then self therefore in terms of the project they get for do what we call knowledge and learning. Always therefore we come together. We have a look at waiting don't work. We have a look at waiting don't work it. Now, even in terms of innovation and the best practices, when the project is seek for introduce, we rely on the Ministry of Local Government for scale them up and for let them be sustained over time. Because the project are only 3 years. But the councils, they live on in perpetuity. Meaning they're not going to go after 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, one chairman will go, but the council remains.
Yeah, exactly.
You see? So.
Okay, so and of course, I mean, we not don't delve into waiting the other partners than they do, like waiting card they do 50-50. But of course, the IRN sort of they do some radio program and raise awareness. But one for connect then they with now visits to Kaine, where from the understanding of things, and of course, Kaine chairman, like the council they try for do one-on-one council talk with the people them. So what the other council members then they do, you know, now their own council then like, you know, waiting carrying like I mean what's not the method of awareness raising where then they use with them people then.
I mean it's important for look at what the council they do, but it's even more important for look at what we could do for support the councils.
Okay.
So on the I think they said they try in difficult circumstances for some of them.
So I mean, some of the guys will be waiting on they do.
Yes, how do we support? So there's already a gap. We already don't identify that gap.
Yeah.
It's what we could do for take them a notch higher. That's the big question. And so you don't rightly allude to the role of IIN and the other partners. So IIN, Carl, they does up a radio program in the councils. Because I don't talk about the information deficits. And where there's an information gap, even at the country, suspicions they flow.
Exactly.
You know, once you not talk to the person, they begin imagine things for himself.
Yeah.
You know, so for let that kind disinformation not thrive, the council need for constantly provide updates and information to the people on what they're doing. So that's really where the radio programming came from. So I am without sign MOUs with 2 radio stations per each of the districts over there. Yeah, so but part of the challenge sometimes is that it's a way they call some of the officials who can't talk on the radio. Some man go say they're not getting city fee, they're not getting transport. So that's the difficulty. So again, you have to constantly let them know that this now like where you called me for Kana Radio, it might be in difficult circumstances, but you got to see them as a value addition to the work you do.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's no use working very well if people don't know what you do.
Exactly.
Because you can do them. You sit down, you do you say, I don't work. But if it's private, it's fine. But if that's for public consumption, then the people have to know. The beneficiaries for no say that this and this and this you can do. Yeah? So, on the project in part, it's really the 2 partners don't try. IIN to a reasonable extent. Carl said they work with. We don't establish some structures what we call the local accountability forums. So Carl will work with that one and will provide some airtime, because the more citizens are aware, the more they talk about the things so important, the more you get that understanding, and everybody, the council, the people that were able to come together. So when you come for time for pay tax, you will say, oh, I don't know what is happening. You go be more willing for paying tax. You know. So, but beyond that one, we also get this SMS platform. I think say we don't conclude negotiations more or less now with the 2 leading mobile telecom providers or operators in the country, Orange and Africell. Now the goal is you have to get like 10,000 SMS messages or even more on a daily, on a monthly basis, where it can be on some key issues. It can be something from the council, it can be something from the project. But again, like I said, the whole goal, now how we'll continue to give people more information. Because there's, you know, we're not at the communication purveyors, but that's something they say, you know, they ever get too much information.
Yeah.
You know, so it's better for let you give people more and more than wait and go sit down and they don't know what is happening.
Exactly.
And then they begin imagining and say, oh, then they don't thief money. So next time I'm not gonna support her.
Exactly.
You see.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll go for a short break, and then when we come, we'll try to wrap up the program.
No problem.
Well, welcome back. We are still the Watch to Talk Morning Show, and Mina Lucy Emanet Aliu, and we're guests at the studio na Hassan Kalon. We there this morning for discuss the Building Accountability Systems through Empowered Communities project, and in the program delivery coordinator for BASE. Well, as we continue the program this morning, waiting for happen after this project timeline.
And that's a very important question, Lucy. You know, every time you embark on a piece of human endeavor, it's always good for ask yourself, what's happen beyond the life of what's on paper.
Yeah.
So then a question where the consortium done the essence have to, you know. And I think there's a big word in English what they call sustainability. How for ensure then thing you don't do, the councils, it become institutionalized.
Yeah.
The council then continue for do even beyond the life of the project. So I allude just not to the role of the Ministry of Local Government. Now, wait to make we go anchor this project, especially the LGST, the dashboard, the tracker. Wait to make we anchor that the ministry, because with what we're doing, for let it be sustainable, let it get lasting effect, it means like you,
Yeah.
and it will be seen by government as an addition, as a value to the work we councils to do. Now, because like I said, decentralization have been an experiment. You know, by way of history, back in the 70s, Naim Papa Sheki disbanded local councils. It disbanded. So it was only in 2004 where late President Kabao of blessed memory reintroduced local councils. So that would be part of the reforms that we get following the end of the war in 2002. So 2004 we get the Local Government Act. Now in 2008, now we get the first local council elections that are following. You know, so it's a very crucial process for all rights. When they talk about services at the local level, the local councils, and then are the main drivers. Sometimes there will be people like ask the MP, hey, we will not get this award, we will not get. Yes, the MP can advocate, but in terms of whether they give money for actually do development at the community, at the local council. So if we not get them right, we don't waste your time. All this while. So that's really also a base they come up from. And base also they come up from this need for see how CSOs support. Because for far too long we don't know CSOs for blast normal. They blast and they cause, they criticize. But when you come to what you call constructive engagement, doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
So the goal is that with their structures there, with the bill at community level, with the relationships with the bill, over time, some of these behaviors have become institutionalized. So that state of council reports, state of council address, where the chairman or the mayor they do, where similar to it in the president they go to the parliament every year, it becomes a part of the council in activities. Because we tell them, say, there is value in making yourself more accessible. There's value in talking to people more. I mean, it helps you in the long term. Maybe obviously most councillors, most chairmen, when you talk to them, they want to get a second term. They want to get another term. There's no greater way for you to demonstrate to the people that you can be trusted than when you make yourself more available, than when you give more information on the things you're doing. Something like maybe you not eat money, you don't eat any money, but let the people know what you guys are up to. So the Ministry of Local Government are one. We also work with MOPED, the Ministry of Planning. So even on the plans, MOPED don't sit down, they don't call all the MDA them have written, even before they go to the districts. But that will get the inputs on the plans. So it's situating it in government. It's also also we able to get legal and policy reforms to get them. But much more, it's ensuring that these behaviors become part of what the council they do. Because the more these activities and behaviors become organic, the council not say that impose, you don't can superimpose on them. It's something we appeal to them, it's something we're good for them, it's something we they add value to what could them do. Then surely over time, hopefully we can have much more of these happening and continuing. So that make we are grateful to the people of the United States of America. Like I say, because now their money, now they give me some of them for this project. So grateful to them. But we save for pay with your money then.
Exactly.
So that in 10, 15, or maybe even 100 years from now, or 50 years, as the case may be, when some of we not go there again, the hope is that we save go do some Salomon will go down, give more taxes, they will take some of that excess, they will give help to other people in other countries.
We're hopeful that we will get to that point.
I got it.
Alright, so you already been on start for talk about some of the results, but within you can expand on the results that we wanna go on for see at the end of this project.
Yes, so some of the key results once at the community level, maybe say central government level. Now, unfortunately, when you talk to government, government say get your demands and get a whole lot on the plate. So even when we talk about transfers, so last year most councils will talk to, they say now one term they get transfer. Then that money, that grants, that subvention with government. The rest of the others, they were carried forward to 2024 this year. So if you, the chairman or chairperson of council, you don't develop a plan, you don't do a budget, you're hoping that you get first quarter allocation, second, you get third, you get fourth. But if you get only one, what does that do to all them plans that we do?
Exactly.
So it becomes quite a problem. So we want to see eventually, I mean, within the means, we want to see, let government, I mean, first quarter, let come, let second quarter come. Let the councils get a full complement of resources for the year. But even much more beyond that, we want to see, let the councils able to raise more money. And the cadastral important, property rates important, but you also get various other sources where the council is supposed to utilize for them more money. So we want to see councils utilize them sustainably, over time. It's not a walk in the park, not a one-day process, not a one-day journey, but we hope now that when we all continue for work, we all know say we for pay taxes, we all ask people, what you make you not they pay? They will tell you why. You will say, oh no, that person if he did it today, he not be they do well, so you know give money, that man take I go be the host. Yeah. So let the people know what you're up to. Let the people understand. You journey along with them. Hmm? And then the other thing we want in at the councils beyond this, once the councils were more responsive, were more accessible to the people, where the people, so councils they get this monthly meeting, yeah, and I go tell you say it's open to citizens, but as it is now in practice, you can observe and all of that. But you really want to see people participating full time in those meetings. I mean, maybe they happen one or two, they happen some. But then the question even is beyond just participation. How can my voice be heard?
Yeah.
How the things were important to me, I will bring up to the attention of the council. Yeah. So you also want to see councils where they don't raise enough money. You will tell central government, say, you know what, I'm fine. You want to see councils where they work with the private sector, each of those districts, because some of them get huge potentials. So you go Moyamba, for instance, they get huge mineral resources. How that Moyamba District Council will work with the council, with the private sector.
Yeah.
I mean, when we go Moyamba, there was some interesting conversation we come up around the use of, say, they get this, what they say, they call it stadium. They get this stadium. I think they have some hostel there, some rooms and all. But management has been a problem.
Yeah.
So they will spend money and then go look at the returns, not so much, and then they will put money again.
Yeah.
So how, for instance, Moyamba District Council will work with Jala University for work with the private sector. If you want to get the money, build a hostel, say 600-700 bedroom hostel, 500 rooms, 100, 200, 300, 400, as the case may be. You get that kind of thing, and then the council makes money, the private sector person they make money. So you get quite a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And once see, let councils be those avenues, those environments where ideas can be incubated, can be fertilized.
Yeah.
So where you say crossbreeding, usually crossbreeding they lead to improved varieties. So where you take this country fall, you take that other fall, put them together, you get something better.
Yeah.
So let the councils be that kind of ground where private sector, CSOs, the media, they can come and then una talk, una give ideas, una dialogue, exchange frankly, and hopefully that leads to better results in the long term. So these are some of the things we want to let the councils then want to see even beyond the life of this project. So it's why all of these activities are very purposeful. So 50-50, for instance, will work with women councillors. So where women are coming, first time mas or maybe they've done dinner council before. Some councillors then where you go to some councils, they want to call meeting. I say no, we're not going to call it all. Why? I say because then they far.
Yeah.
They don't get enough money for pay transport. So the councillors are going to say no, let them continue. Because these are people representing constituents.
Yeah.
The councillor come up from the ward well before now. You get citizens, a group of citizens, when you they represent, and you they carry their voices to the council. So they have to be there. But until the council they will raise more money, they will make more money on them, until we pay more taxes, until we utilize other revenue streams then the council is not going to be truly independent.
Yeah. The gaps,
Yeah.
Alright, so earlier where this project's been launched, we see say the vice president been run with and we see say the vice president be even get for invite, the project coordinators na the interministerial council. What's that they be for the project?
So we again, like I say, we don't based on purposefully seek for build partnerships and relationships at the highest levels in government, within and without government, by the way. So there was no greater affirmation then where the vice president consents for launch the project, and he pays observer status on the Interministerial Committee on Decentralization. By the way, that committee is very important. So I'm the highest decision making body when it comes to decentralization of governance in the country. And the vice president and the chair of that committee. So when we go to the committee, it was an opportunity for me base introducing himself to all the sectors, all the government ministers, the key ones, they were all there. Chief Minister Abraham, they were all there. So we do this presentation of the dashboard where they show who side the councils then they now. And how do we support them for move from side and day to somewhere better? So it was a big mark of trust in the consortium, and that's why we're grateful to, I think, say all round the support, the feedback, the affirmation, the partnerships. They've been really encouraging. We're grateful to the partners, like I said, both within and without government. But as well, there's only so much others can do. We government say, government are the vehicle, the machinery. Back in the day, me and you, I don't know if you do government at school, or do government, say what is government, define it. It's a machinery. So it's a whole setup. So government, it's about taking these on board. It's about ensuring them some of these best practices persevere even beyond the project. They're sustained, so that we as a country, or our local councils, we're strong, we're productive, where there is enough money, and we go perform the services where the people are in the communities. It's all of that. It's hard, but like they say, the journey of 1,000 steps. So now that's small steps. So it's baby steps. Some councils are more, they're better in terms of. So if you go carrying a Falaba, and these are with two newest councils, when you go there, you are in no doubt as to the issues where they face them.
Exactly.
Even getting there, is a big problem. Now if you go Falaba, you'd imagine how you get there. But is it okay for things to remain that way? No. So that make the tell council to say as well, we want to showcase some of the things I wanted to do, the best practices. So if there's a model where one particular council don't emerge and they do, then we show them to the rest of the world that this is what they're doing. You also get opportunities for interface with the diasporans. So for instance, if you're a chairman for Mahamba or for Kono, you get Kono people where they're in the diaspora. So how do you have a plan?
Exactly.
How do you have best practices? How do you have successes? Or you show to them so that they can come in and support the council more.
Exactly. And that there even could be a major part than having people out there we suppose for the and the development than they actually do other things and contrary. Well, we'll go for a short break, and then when we come, we set off with the last part of the program. Fambul, and welcome back to the last segment of the program this morning from our studios. If you're not listening on radio, we do on 98.5 FM and on Facebook, we do live on True Talk FM. So don't forget you can drop a message, comment on the Facebook section, and then we go read them later. So we still get at the studio with we Hassan Kalon, when at the program delivery coordinator for the base project. So Hassan, make we talk about the next steps for the consortium as a whole. Because you don't talk about waiting all the different consortium that they do, waiting at the next steps, the plans, and even after the plans, waiting at the way forward.
Anyways, I think that's also a very important question. Thank you. Now, critically, I don't mention before, say, one conclude, one finalize these plans. One let be living documents where they can be launched. Yeah, and then you go to the councils, council them organizing your launching. But if I speak, so I can't speak highly enough of why it's important that the council, the plans anchored in the people of interest, the aspirations, the need, the demands, the desires of the people. So that's important. But beyond Andy as well, and I think I don't see this before, it's about the revenue generation bits. It's about making sure that councils not just get ideas, they get activities, but they get ideas on how then they make money to actualize these plans. So once we finalize these plans and then we launch, the council's documents, and then I'll get for sit down and say, yeah, one and this and this will do, 2026 and this will do, 2027 and this will do, as the case may be. Yeah. But then as a consortium, we continue for support councils. So the goal is that maybe before the year runs out, the Ministry of Local Government will convene the first knowledge and learning session for the project. So you call the MD, then you call the councils, call other partners, and we can sit down. We look at the things that will happen, which are good, look at where there are gaps, and then we all get recommendations on how we improve. But even in terms of some of the feedback, I talk about the dashboard here. Now, if you get feedback on the dashboard, you get some issues we don't continuously come up. How you go make sure, say, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Basic Education, or any other sector will take action, because some action they didn't take an falaba or guide. Now, if we turn it take so now that policy uptake they done very important. Then beyond this, it's also ensuring that I talk about the state of the council. So the councils then we also get for support them for prepare the state of council report and address. So people know, because like I say, the more people know, the more you provide information on what council is doing. And even the difficulties we council they get, then they're gonna understand. So that's so things stay. Then we'll be sitting no more, we'll say like this, that, yeah. But the other partners they continue their work. So ban get for go Moamba next. Go work on the cadastral, the property database. So I actually get for go sit down with the Moamba District Council. Then try for see how that will code on Western Rural. And by the way, now we don't get close to 30,000 property in the database from 15,000. The goal and we forget 30, but they're not quite achieved that. I think we get around 26,000. Now you want to see that translated into more money for WotC. More money means WotC for able to implement more activities. So, but if we raise them money, then not for all go sit down our house and say, oh, they will do everything. We will say, no, it's constantly happening on that one day. It's talking to them. It's keeping watch. It's keeping tabs. It's, they say put your money where you want there.
Exactly.
But put your money to your money there as well. So we also get for continue supporting. Ban they support the revenue, generation. Carl they continue for support. They don't do capacity building for the councils. To work with them, forum the whole on established.
Yeah.
We're constitutive of councils, of media, of CSOs. So then groups then still then at the council, at the district. Go for continue for work with them. 50-50 go for continue for provide support, capacity building. So all man, everybody, IRM, go for continue the radio programs. The SMS, I got in by very soon they're gonna begin hits. Hits. It's not gonna be everybody. But it will be a really good chunk of citizens who are able to understand what in councils they do and what in the projects they do. So in a nutshell, really, it's about deepening our engagement. I follow we don't continue for doing it, we don't begin so that in the short and medium time, local councils they hold the support. There could be huge examples. We look at them and say they're wired, they do things the way the people are like. And hopefully that will lead to behavior change. Even from other councils. So I go look that guy, okay, this is what my body do. We said the begin do. So the goal really now for continuing for hitting targets are all on sets. So that the local councils will become success stories.
Okay. So Fambuleo for the expect, not to everybody, but expect SMS.
It won't be everybody.
Yeah, so and then check out the lgst.org website so that you go, able to understand within the project.
If you want to know what you council they do,
exactly.
how then they perform on key indicators.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not all the councils in the country. We focus that we 6 local councils.
Yeah, the one the way then they work with.
Yeah.
So feel free for check out the website and you can drop your comments as well. So that's fine. So as we just get barely like 3 minutes. Any last word for Fambulen before we close the program?
Okay. So I want for say thanks to Good Talk for hosting me this morning. Thank you. On our people and parts, may I appeal and a lot of country for support the local councils. Whilst we demand accountability, I always demand rights.
Yeah.
So rights they always tell you say they will corresponding responsibility.
Exactly.
So when we demand accountability, we also support them. Where you for pay property aid, pay. Where you get other service where you for pay for they are pay. Now after you pay, you go check if that money where you pay then utilize that properly. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
But if you not pay, you not support them,
yeah.
You will be they criticize them.
Exactly.
It's not fair.
Exactly.
So country for support them. To the local councils, be examples, be hopes. Wanna live up to our mandate. Now we know say when our environment sometimes very difficult, but the more you communicate that to the people, the better for you. So when I communicate more, when I make yourself accessible, when I listen to the people, hear what they have to say. Only then we all go journey to that dreamland, that fantasy land we will get to do.
And see the change one for seeing.
Yes, we will get there. And on a very last note, I also want for again thank we donors, we partners, the funders of this, the United States Agency for International Development. The way you see from the American people.
Exactly.
And the American people are the tax.
Yeah.
So let me say pay so that they can say with time we're able to implement the activities, the project that we want.
Yeah. And
we balance life, we can even do good to other person because they say what they receive no more. Thank you for the way you say for Guy.
Exactly.
So hopefully we will get to that stage.
Yeah.
But start with your own small loans. Put your money outside you want to. Put your money outside you want to.
From the Sierra Leonean people.
Yeah.
Alright, well thank you so much Hassan Kalon, Program Delivery Coordinator for the BASE project. Now also the end the program for today. Follow me on Facebook for get the latest economic updates them but Sierra Leone. So till next Sote Sumaya Mina Lucy Emanet Aliu. Tata.